was down, but now I'm up. Yeah, this all God, this ain't no love. Yeah, I used to be stuck in that mud. Yeah, I was down, but now I'm up. I was down, but now I'm up like a seesaw. When I'm on a beat like an old man's lawn, better keep off. From the ground to the treetops, got clouds on my feet like Jack in the Beanstalk. Jumped off quick, went straight in a free fall. Cowboy hat and a mic singing yeehaw.
We do transformation.
Okay, everybody get down if you feel me. Put your hands up to the ceiling. Everybody get down if you feel me. Come and put your hands up to the ceiling. Everybody get down if you feel me. Put your hands up to the ceiling. Everybody get down if you feel me. Come and put your hands up to the ceiling. Everybody get down. Get down. Get down if you feel me. Come and put your hands up to the ceiling. Everybody get down. Get down. Get down if you feel me.
What's up, press teams? How you guys doing? Thank you for connecting. I know it was last minute. Before anything, we do have translations. So para las personas que necesitan español, si hay traducción, acuérdense de cliquear en el canal y te va a dar traducción. Pero bueno, thank you guys for connecting. I know it was last minute. But I think it's a really important call, and I think it was a call that needed to be happen. We have to start doing this kind of calls at least once a month. So we need it. We need this kind of calls. So I guess it just keeps. So yeah. So we needed this call, and that's part, I guess, that what we're going to talk about today. And so we need more of these leadership calls. We need feedback from you guys. We need ideas from you guys. We need help from you guys, and George is going to go over a lot of the things, but I think this is definitely going to be a really good call. It's a shame that it was so last minute, but it's something important that we have to go over and something that we have to talk about. We're going to record everything. We're going to be able to give it to the press teams that couldn't connect. They'll be able to watch the call. Let me just wait for George. He should be coming in any second now, and he's going to go over a little bit more about this. By the way, let me see how many we have here. We have 35 press teams. Not bad. I know it's Friday. I know it's 4 o'clock here. I know some of you guys are probably at the club, or you guys are busy. So that's good. You guys, you're gonna be able to ask questions. So if you're gonna ask questions, please just ask questions in Q&A. It's easier to control the questions. It's easier to reply to the questions. Let me see. And if you guys have press teams that haven't connected and you know that we're going to connect, make sure you let them know so they don't miss the call. Let's see. 10 p.m. Europe. Oh, you're from Europe. Oh, yeah, Ben. Ben is here. So Ben is in Europe. Oh, Ben. Let me see who else we have here. What we got from everywhere. So yeah, if you can put where you guys are from. I know this. Look, so we have Ben from Europe, New Zealand. Is that what it said? Botswana, Hawaii. Oh, goddamn. It's definitely from everywhere. I know we have people from Africa. That's for sure. We were in a call with the Africa team a couple hours ago, so it was good. Let's see what else. Louisiana, España, Mexico. That we have from everywhere. Oh, well, George is there.
What's up, guys? All right.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Damn, it sucks that we can't do a regular Zoom where I can see people's faces. I can see who I'm talking to. Since it's such
It was
a small group.
Because it was going to be a nightmare, especially with the translation, bro. That's the problem.
Why is it a nightmare?
I don't know. It needs a different channel. I mean, we can try to open. Carlos, ¿esto se pudiera abrir como una llamada regular? No sé si
Sí,
Carlos.
déjame, los incluyo todos aquí arriba.
Okay, okay.
It's just not for, I mean, for a call like this, especially a leadership call and such a small group of people, it's just not the same. Like it's,
Okay.
um, especially
So,
since we might open it up for dialogue at some point. I need to be able to communicate.
okay, for dialogue is going to be a little, remember, it's being translated, so we'll figure out. But Carlos, maybe make everybody, I guess, participant, I guess that's what it's called. And
Yeah,
everybody-
whatever. I mean, we're dealing with president's teams, so that, you know, there's people here with common sense that can kind of, you know when not to talk and all that, and kind of behave with their microphones. That would be amazing if we could do it.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Because like this is just not the same to get the point across.
Hey, how are you? Carlos, ¿me dejas saber si lo pudiste hacer?
Sí, tienen que ir aceptando la invitación porque
Okay, so
cada
guys,
uno cuando lo invite me toca uno a uno. Bueno,
you have to accept the invitation to be a panelist. That's all. And then you'll be able to see everybody, bro. I mean, you start to
Oh,
see.
nice.
Yeah.
Gracias, Carlos. Él es mejor.
que bueno, los que aceptaron ya los incluí, Octavio. Si hay alguien que falte, que levanten la mano, por favor.
So guys, as you guys get the invitation to be a panelist, just accept it. If you haven't received one, just raise your hand. Carlos will take care of it, okay?
Bueno, todos fueron invitados, pero algunos declinaron, ¿ok?
Okay.
Que tengo a Ben Good, ok. Ok, están todos.
¿Está todo? Ok. George, cuando quieras empezar.
All right, one sec.
Hi everybody. Hola a todos.
All right.
Hola.
All right, now we're talking. Now I can see people's faces much better. All right, I guess we'll give it a couple. Hang on a second. All right. Well, hope everybody's doing good. I'm happy that you guys were all able to connect. And I spent about a month away on vacation. Now we did a little bit of work while we were on vacation, but it was mostly vacation. And so now, I'm back to work 100% and just wanted to take advantage and connect with all of you to fill you in on some things. I also want to have a dialogue at some point regarding a few topics that I think are interesting. And also just kind of share, what I'm seeing kind of with the business and hopefully give you guys a little bit of a vision. Octavio, how many people? Let me see something real quick.
You have 57 right now.
No, I know I got 57.
Oh.
But how many people are in the president's team chat? And,
Chat. Right now, we have 209.
209.
Yeah.
So this is kind of, and that's the US only, right?
Well, no, we get people from everywhere. I mean,
Oh, you get people from everywhere there?
yeah.
Okay. That's part of the conversation that I think one of the conversations that I want to have, and it's ownership. It's one of the things. I know there's people here with different responsibilities. There's people here that run clubs. There's people here that have kids they got to pick up from school or whatever it is. Everybody has something going on. But at this level is if there's a call that could be an important call, and to only get maybe there's 200 people in the press team chat. Let's assume that some of them are couples, and but to get only less than 50% attendance on a call is it's not good enough. Obviously, I'm preaching to the choir because you guys are all the ones that are here. But I'm sure that some of you have maybe presidents teams in your organizations who are not on the call, and you all have friends who are also part of this who are not on the call right now. And it all starts with taking ownership and taking responsibility for you and for your business and for your teams. And for whatever reason, those who didn't make it on this call, it's a sign, not everybody, because some people have legitimate reasons for not being on, but it's a sign that not everybody takes the same level of responsibility, commitment, and ownership in their business, in their success or lack thereof. So I applaud all of you because you don't know what the call is going to be about. The call could be about something that could have a significant impact in your business. And I think we're gonna share the call. Am I wrong?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're gonna share the call. We'll give people the benefit of the doubt. But in cases like this, I prefer to not even share the call. We're gonna do it, but I think people need to, to take more ownership. And that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about on this call precisely. And so we might as well just kick it off with that before we get into anything else. It's amazing what's happening in the business, and some of you may be feeling it. Some of you are maybe like, what the hell are you talking about? There's nothing amazing happening in my business right now. And for some of you, that might be the case. Whether you have growth happening in your business right now or you don't, here's the thing that you got to understand. It's your responsibility to make that happen. Because there is growth happening in pockets. It's not everywhere, but there is pockets of growth happening all over. We do transformations and with other tools. Okay. There are people growing and we do transformations. There's people growing with other tools, but there's pockets of growth pretty much happening all over the company. It's not enough yet to where, we're able to build a massive wave of momentum to carry everybody else, but there's certain people that are making things happen. But certainly the people that are making this happen are the people who are taking ownership and are having leadership enough to take actions on their own. We're doing now, like we've committed to calls every Tuesday, which I think are great. And actually one of the topics that I wanted to talk about is that I'm going to be doing the call next Tuesday. And I wanted to get some feedback from you guys as to what topic you would like for me to talk to all of your people about next Tuesday. And so just keep that in mind. We'll talk about it later on in the call, but keep that in mind in the meantime, kind of let it marinate and figure out what are maybe some things that you would like to see me speak about to the rest of your organizations. Everybody else who's not on here, obviously this is only for president's teams. But for sure, those pockets of growth are happening through people who are committed and through people who made a decision to take ownership and to make things happen without relying on anybody else, without relying on somebody else to do a call for them, without relying on somebody else to come up with something new for them, without relying on anybody else to go and build stuff that's going to help them build their business. Now, we know that we have a ecosystem that provides a lot of different tools and a lot of different things that benefit us for building the business. And part of that is the calls that we do and everything that we do. But with or without that, you guys should all be taking the right actions in order to move your business forward, because nobody is going to move it forward for you. Now, eventually, enough of us might gain enough momentum and spark enough growth to where it kind of becomes a positive epidemic that kind of spreads and everybody else benefits from. That may happen, and that's what we're striving to happen, to create a wave of momentum that affects the entire company in a positive way. And so that may happen, or that may not happen. And there might be very specific pockets of growth of people who grow their business either from scratch or they rebuild their business or they add on to their business. And so there's no guarantee that there's going to be a massive wave of momentum that's going to spread like a wildfire and that everybody's just going to be able to jump on that wave and benefit from it. There's growth that's going to happen for sure, but it might only happen for those, this time around, it might only happen for those who are actually taking the right actions. One of those actions is just being engaged with everything, being completely committed and completely engaged. So if there's a call, that's happening where you could get some nuggets from, where you can get some information from, you need to be on that call. If there's a meeting that's happening where you could learn something that could impact your business, you need to be in that meeting. If there's somebody out there who has some information that you could know that if you learn from them, maybe you can add value to your business and to your distributors, you need to be in that meeting. You need to go meet with that person. You need to go out of your way to seek information and to be involved. Okay. And only those who are doing that are going to be, I shouldn't say, there's exceptions to every rule, but only those who are completely engaged are going to be the ones that are really going to get the full benefit of whatever's coming. I don't know what's coming, but there's something happening. There's something brewing. And so there's some kind of growth happening and there's some kind of growth coming. Only those who are completely committed and who take responsibility and who take ownership in their business are going to benefit from it. So the question for you is, are you one of those people? And yeah, I'm talking to leadership here. I'm talking to people with experience, people that have done this and that understand what it takes. If you understand what it takes, then you know the amount of effort and work that it takes to build an organization and to build momentum. And momentum can only be built through consistently taking large amounts of action for a certain period, a sustained amount of time. And if you do that long enough, you build momentum, and then momentum just there's a spark that happens, and it kind of carries everybody else and helps to build more growth. Now, that same effect could happen backward. If you're not taking the right actions, if you're not consistent with those actions, if you're hot and cold, up and down, you know, and you're inconsistent, then the momentum could be built negatively also. You could build negative momentum to where your whole team is spiraling into the abyss. And, you know, you go from bad to worse. That could happen also. If you're not taking the right actions, taking ownership, and doing these things that you know you should be doing, and staying consistent with the work. And you guys all understand the work because you've done it. You've built what you've built. So you understand the amount of work that it takes. So that's one point that I wanted to touch. And if I could ask for anything, I don't ask for much from anybody. And most of you guys are not in my team, so I don't benefit at all from any of your business. So this is a genuine ask. For the sake of, you know, making Herbalife bigger, fulfilling Mark Hughes's vision, and also fulfilling all of your visions and your goals and your aspirations. If I could ask for anything, it would be to take it up a notch. Take your commitment, take your consistency, take your ownership, take your leadership to the next level, whatever that level is for you. All of you have another level. There's another gear in every one of us, including myself. There's not just one, there's multiple more gears in every single one of you. And if I could ask for anything, is give me the next gear. Whatever that is. And give me that gear for at least the next, for now, for at least the next 3 months. While we close the year, so that we can close the year strong. And here's why, because if we close the year strong, we will open the new year stronger. And again, guys, I want to be clear. You're not my team. You're not in my pay line. I don't get paid from you. So this is not a pitch so that you can produce more. I don't care if you produce more. It doesn't make a difference for me, business-wise. But I care that you produce more. And I care that you have more success. Because I genuinely care about the success of my peers and the success of my company. And so I'm asking you guys to take it to the next level, to take more ownership. Listen, I committed to doing a minimum of 1 call a month, one of these Tuesday calls. I'm going to try to do at least 2, but I committed to at least 1. And mind you, I was gone for a month traveling, so there's going to be exceptions. But I committed to at least 1. But here's the thing. Whether I commit to doing every single call or I commit to doing no calls, it shouldn't make a difference for you. All of you should have your own commitments. All of you should have your own hunger. All of you should have your own goals, your own desires, and your own drive. And whether I'm on 1 call or 20 calls, it shouldn't matter. Because your future, your family's future, is bigger than anything else. You shouldn't need constant inspiration or direction from other leaders, because you're a leader yourself, and you should be the one providing that vision that inspiration and that accountability for your teams. All of you have the capability of doing it, and you should be doing it or striving to do it. And so listen, I'm committed just as much as anybody here. But what I'm saying is you shouldn't depend on somebody else's commitment for your own commitments and for your own growth. Another topic that I want, so that's kind of, I wanted to talk about that commitment. And it's great that only about maybe 30 or 40% of the president's teams join, because it allows me to kind of validate what I'm saying. There's a lack of commitment. I see it all the time. And so, listen, the minute you start getting more committed, like really seriously committed, like think about what it took for you to get the president's team and the kind of work that you were doing and the kind of consistency that you were working with and the kind of hunger that you were working with and the kind of ambition that you were working with and the kind of fire that you were working with when you were on your way to president's team. When you were a MIL 7500 and you knew that you were knocking on the door to president's team, what kind of work were you putting in? Now, I can't expect you to put that same amount of work in because life is different now. You have different responsibilities. You have a bigger team. You have family. You have things that you got to take care of that maybe you didn't have before. But I want you to get close to that. I want you to get close to that kind of level of commitment that you had when you were on the way up, because you're going to need it to be on the way up once again. Okay. So commitment and ownership is one thing that I want to talk about. The other thing that I want to talk about is, man, I've been getting a lot of like testimonials from people about the success that they're having with We Do Transformations and how this is impacting their business. And what's fascinating for me, one of the things that's most fascinating is that a lot of the people who are having the success are people, who are everyday people. These are not trainers, although we have a lot of trainers and we walk in them all, we want them all. But these are everyday people. These are people who maybe have a nutrition club and they're just using this as an extra tool in their nutrition club, or they do something else, or whatever it is they do. But these are not trainers. These are not fitness people. These are regular people that were doing Herbalife, and now they added this. And now with this, they're attracting a whole new kind of clientele and crowd that they weren't attracting before. And it's leading to them having more presentations and ultimately having more success. Not only that, but it's also leading them to get in better shape themselves, to lead more by example physically. And that's really amazing. And that's something that we always kind of knew that would happen, but seeing actual, proof that it's happening is really inspiring. So I want to drill this into your heads, and I want you to help me. This is the second favor I'm going to ask from you. I want you to drill it into your team's heads and into everybody that you know, that this is for everybody. Too many people are confused and they think that this is only for trainers or for fitness people. Man, a lot of the people who are having massive success are people who are just everyday people, who are not fitness people, who just love Herbalife. They got a result. They feel great. They work in a nutrition club maybe, and they're sharing this with their friends and their family. In fact, some of the people in my own organization right now who are having, the most growth are people, just everyday people, not bodybuilders. And I know you guys see me recruit a lot of these people. We attract them, but what's funny is that sometimes the people who are not those crazy fitness people are the ones that end up having the most results and they become the most passionate. And so we're going to start preaching this message. Listen, don't just focus on getting, fitness people or fitness enthusiasts. Yes, we want those. We want as many of those as possible. But don't forget about the common person out there who just wants to lose some weight and who wants to feel better. And maybe they get a transformation and now they're all of a sudden they're inspired. They love the product. They love the community. They love everything else. And they become one of your most loyal distributors. Like a lot of you probably were. This is how a lot of you probably started. You were never a fitness enthusiast or a fitness freak or a bodybuilder or a personal trainer. You were just an everyday person that just wanted to feel better, look better, and you stumbled upon Herbalife. It's the same thing. But I've seen too many people, especially even in my own team, get too caught up and too fixated on only trying to find fitness people. Again, we want those. But let's not forget about everybody else that could also do this, because the tool is helping everybody And look, we have teams of trainers who are having growth and who are, creating massive movements. But there's also other little teams of moms and just, people who work regular 9-to-5 jobs who are also killing it and becoming supervisor and hitting cuts of world team and growing. And that's really exciting. That's really exciting. And so please help me spread this message. Because I could talk about it all day, but I only have a small circle of people that I surround myself with, or that I'm in constant communication with. Please be my voice and help me spread this message of just, that we do transformations could help everybody. No matter what tool you're using, it could plug into anything, and it's helping currently all kinds of people. Yes, trainers, yes, fitness people, but also just regular people that maybe work a club and need something else to add to their club to be able to give more value to the customers that they're bringing in. Because that's one of the biggest things for me that We Do Transformations offers. They just offer distributors an opportunity in a way to be able to provide more value that maybe they're not providing through the services they were offering before. It's just a vehicle to provide more value to your people and to become more valuable in the marketplace. And this is the tool that's helping everybody, no matter how they look or how old they are or what tool they use. It's helping everybody because it's allowing everybody to provide more value to their people. And that's really exciting for me, and kind of hearing some of these testimonials from people, it's really exciting, and it's really fulfilling. And so please help me spread that message, and share it with everybody you know. The other thing, it's kind of on the first topic, but listen, there's growth happening right now. But I'll share with you guys kind of like what Disney and I did a few months ago. And this is what a lot of you are going to have to do, because a lot of you are frustrated. I know this. A lot of you have a lot of people in your team, a lot of leaders in your team, actually, get teams, millionaire teams, even president's teams in your teams, who are dead in the water, who are just gone. Maybe not completely gone, but they're gone. Like they're just not there, and there's no sign of life. And no matter how many times you try to do CPR and you try to defibrillate them, they don't come back to life. Guess what? Some of them will come back to life eventually at their own pace and in their own time. Some of them won't come back to life. And that just is what it is. And you have to come to that realization. Not giving up on them, but giving people their space and allowing them to figure out their shit. And understanding that they may not come back to life. And not having high expectations from them at the moment. Because you can't rely on them to either get to the next level in your business or rebuild back to your level in your business. You can't rely on them. There's some people that maybe were not hit over the last few years and their businesses and the royalties pretty much stayed the same. There's others that got hit pretty hard. And there's others, maybe some of you, that have to kind of take a step back, look at what happened, and pick up the pieces and see what you can build with those pieces that you have left. But without expecting that you're going to be able to revive everybody. Because some people are just way too distracted and way too far out. And it's going to require some time and some space for them to kind of realize that this is where it's at. And so that being said, yes, you have to work with who you have. And when I say work with who you have, I don't mean with everybody you have. Work with who you have who's willing to work and who's willing to come along the ride and to come along for the journey with you. Those are the people that you really have. So yeah, you have to work with those, but you have to be willing and you have to put in your mind, and this is what Disney and I did, that you have to build new business also. So in January, well, really in December, in September of last year, So we launched this, we do in February of 2023. And for a while, we were trying to figure out, a lot of different things with it and kind of figuring out how we were going to utilize it exactly. And in September, Disney and I looked at our numbers. And, for everybody's standards, our numbers were not bad. But for our standards, our numbers were shit. Like our numbers were at the lowest point ever in our entire career in our life. Our numbers had hit rock bottom. Our recruiting numbers, our personal volume numbers, our retention numbers, everything had kind of hit rock bottom. We looked at this in September and we had a kind of it was like a wake-up call. We said, okay, we have to, because for a while, we just focused on trying to revive everybody instead of just focusing on picking up the pieces and moving on. We tried to do CPR to everybody, just wasn't working. And so we kind of let go of our own personal production to try to work with everybody else and try to pick up, and get everybody to let's go again. And some people will go again, some won't. Just the nature of this. So in September, we said, okay, enough of this. We're gonna build a new business. We're gonna pretend that we're brand new distributors. Those who want to come along, we'll work with them, we'll guide them. Those who are not ready to work, we'll give them space. And we'll pretend that, they're not in our team at the moment. And for the next couple of months, we worked on kind of figuring out our strategy and our structure. And we really kicked it off in December. And actually, we went all in on working in December, really hard, for sure. And actually December, which is usually our lowest month, probably for a lot of us, it's probably our worst month of the year. And December, we had our second biggest month in the year. And probably one of our top month, probably our top month in the year in recruiting and a lot of different things. It was one of the best months, top 2 in the entire year, just because we made a decision and we put together a plan. And we just decided that enough is enough. We're going to build a new business. Okay. And naturally, when you do this, what happens is some of those who are dead in the water, they wake up because they see the leader is awake and they wake up. And so that happened with some. Some people woke up. Some still haven't woken up. They're still taking their little nap. They may never wake up. It's okay. I've come to terms with that. No problem. President teams, they're never going to wake up. So, they're there. They'll go to extravaganza. They'll have their pin on and nothing to show for it. That's okay. There's going to be those. But there's going to be some, they're going to decide that they're going to wake up and they're going to build again and they're going to do what they do best, which is build this business. And so when we decided that we were going to go, some people decided they were coming with us. And we decided, but we didn't just decide, we started showing numbers. And so December kind of like we were getting our feet wet, things were starting. And then we said, okay, for the sake of simplicity, we're going to put in our heads that we started the business. We signed up. We're brand new distributors in January 2024. Because December 2023, January 2024, it sounds cooler. Like if I'm going to build a new story, it sounds cooler to say, I signed up January of 2024, not December of 2023. So we said, okay, January on, we're brand new. Let's build new. Let's do what we know how to do. Let's see if we even know how to do it. Did we get lucky? And then you start having second thoughts. And you start having what they call this imposter syndrome. Maybe some of you are going through that. Like, holy shit, I built this. Did I build it? Or did it just build itself because of the momentum? Am I able to do this again? And you start having imposter syndrome. And we all go through that. Am I really worthy? Am I capable of doing this again? Am I, is this really for me? Or did I just benefit from a machine that was just booming and I just benefited from it? For some people, that's the case. They just benefited from something that was happening. For all of you, though, I won't say all of you, but most of you, I don't know everybody who's on this call. For most of you, that's not the case. You did something to get to where you got. You know how to build this business. And this is what you do best. Okay. Now, there's certain aspects of it where you could probably improve, but you're not an imposter. You know what it takes. You understand the sacrifices. You know how to do the work. You know how to sell products. You know how to recruit distributors, and you know how to train these people. And that's all really that we need to do. Sometimes we forget and we complicate things, but really, if you know how to sell products and you know how to recruit distributors, and then you have a small system, doesn't have to be anything crazy in place to train these distributors, you know how to do the business. Now, there's other leadership aspects that maybe you have to improve on, because at the end, what this business comes down to is leadership. And what I see in a lot of people, a lot of presidents' teams, is not that they lack skill. They have the skills. With a lot of them, what they lack is leadership. But that can be worked on as well. And so if you're going through one of those moments where you maybe having imposter syndrome, listen, everybody goes through that, get over it. You did it. You can do it again. Okay? Figure out what you have to work on and start working on those things. And go back to doing what you know how to do best, which is selling products, recruiting distributors, and teaching these people how to do the same thing. That is the basis. So we did that in January. Really in December, but January, for the sake of it. And, you know, at times when you start working again, you get frustrated because you're recruiting a bunch of people and some of these people don't do anything. And you're like, you know, you go through all these moments like a new distributor, like, oh, they said they would do it and they don't do anything. And, you know, and you see people with potential to just, you know, in and out. And you're like, holy crap, this is pretty difficult. You know, this is, it's selling product and recruiting distributors is one thing. Getting these people to produce and understand and all this, wow, you're like, wow, this business is actually, you know, it's going to take some work. And so we went through that whole process and we were recruiting a bunch of people and we kept trying to figure out how do we get people to produce more? How do we get them to become supervisors? And for a while, we weren't catching traction like any new distributor. Most new distributors at first, they don't catch traction. They're trying to figure it out. How do they get their people to produce? How do they get the supervisor? They don't know. And so for a while, we went through that and we were like struggling to duplicate and whatever. But we didn't stop. We stayed consistent. We continued to, you know, to look for more. We continue to do the work. We continue to do more calls. We continue to, you know, to lead by example. We continue to do all these things that all you guys know how to do. I don't have to teach you all these things, but we continue to all these things that we understand are the things that build our business. And actually, just last month, and this is, it's probably not super exciting for all of you, okay, because this is baby steps, okay. But just last month, for me, it's so exciting you have no idea. And this is probably the biggest cure for imposter syndrome, is to do the work and prove to yourself that you know how to do the work. Okay. For me, it's very exciting because just last month, if we were a brand new distributor in January, had we signed up in January, we just were brand new business. Okay. Now we have other lines of existing business that are also growing and they have things happening and they have growth happening, but just brand new business from January on. If we had signed up in January 1st and we had started doing this business from scratch, obviously we have a few unfair advantages when comparing to a brand new distributor. We have experience, we have skill, we have, you know, the lifestyle that we can show. We have all these different things that are unfair advantages, which most of you guys have most of those things. You have the experience, you have, you know, you have all these different things that you have to your advantage now, to where if you're starting from scratch again, well, you're not really starting from scratch. And so for me, it's very exciting that just last month, we would have hit active world team in 8 months. So I'm a brand new active world team. Had I signed up in January, Disney and I would have hit active world team in 8 months. Now, this is not bad because the first time around, we did it in like 5. So I'm a little bit behind, but I also have more responsibilities. So it's kind of a give and take because, yeah, I have more experience. I have the lifestyle. I have all these different things. I have the credibility, but I don't have the time that I had when I was starting out. I don't have a team that I have to lead and that I have to work with. You know, I didn't have a team like that when I started, which I have now. I don't have the life and the 2 kids and the sports and all these different things that complicate and take time. And so when you put it on a scale, it's not bad. Active world team in 8 months. This is a pretty big accomplishment for me. getting new frontline supervisors almost every month. Those supervisors hitting cuts of royalty. Seeing my brand new supervisors in their first month as supervisors receive their first Herbalife checks for $200, $300, $400, $500, $600. Brand new supervisors making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Brand new people in the same marketplace with the same product, with the same tools, and with way less experience than all of you. Coming in and making a few $100, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 with no club. Just talking to people, doing Herbalife. Obviously using We Do Transformations as either their main tool or one of their tools to attract. And now it's really exciting. So when was the last time you got to active royalty yourself? Not when is the last time that one of your guys that have been in the business for 3 years hit active royalty? When was the last time you got to active royalty? I mean, for me, active royalty is such a big deal because it shows that you have the skills to build a business, because you just do that, 20 times over. Actually, kind of less now, but you do that a few times over and you're president's team again. And actually doing it the rest of the time is easier, because as you start to build momentum, as you start to build a team, your efforts duplicate. And so you don't have to do all the work. And so when was the last time you challenged yourself like this? For us, it was a challenge. And I was like, holy crap, we're not stopping there. Obviously, we're going to continue to build more. But like, wow, this is really exciting. Brand new active royalty. I challenge all of you to get into that mentality. Doesn't matter where your business is right now. If your business is booming and you have growth, doesn't matter. Do it anyway. It'll accelerate your growth. If your business is not, then you have, even more reasons to get into that mindset. You're a brand new distributor. You just signed up. How quickly can you get to active royalty? That's exciting. How quickly can you get back to doing 10,000 volume points personal? Some of you are doing it now. Great. I'm sure you've done more at some point in your career. How quickly can you get back to doing more? How quickly can you build an active royalty organization again? 8 months is what it took us. This is not bad. There's people that, I have people in my team now that have been in Herbalife for years and they're still not active royalty team. They're a world team. So 8 months, some of you maybe are going to do it now and you're going to put this into your mind. You're going to do it in 5 months. Maybe some of you have clubs. You can do it even faster. I don't know. We have an unfair advantage, which is we have the experience. But my point by saying this and by doing this little experiment is to show that the lack of growth and the lack of opportunity is only here. How is it that I have some of my distributors that have been around for a while, that I have some distributors that have quit because they just can't do it. Herbalife just doesn't work the same anymore. And by the way, we have more tools, we have more resources, we have more things. Why is it that I have some distributors, experienced distributors, that are just frustrated and they just can't do it because they can't figure it out. They can't get customers. Nobody wants to do Herbalife. Nobody wants to be a distributor. How is it that they're saying that, and then at the same exact time, in the same exact region, under worse circumstances, with less experience, I have other people who sign up, they're hitting supervisor in 2-3 months, they're hitting cuts of royalty the month after, and they're getting, their first check for $400 or $500, and they're, in a few months, 4 or 5 months in the business, they're making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Yet there's other people that, people with experience that can get a customer if their life depended on it. They can get a distributor if their life depended on it. And they're creating all these excuses and they're going off to do something else. They're going off to sell real estate or to do some other shit or whatever it is because they can't figure out the Herbalife business. It just doesn't work the same anymore. The company needs to do this and the company needs to do that. And if only this and if only that, well, then please explain to me how my brand new girl who doesn't have 1 million followers on Instagram, who doesn't have all the experience, that other people have. Made $3,000 last month talking to people, selling the challenge and selling products. How? It shows that there's not an issue in the marketplace. Now, there's things that we have to adjust to in the marketplace, and we've done that, especially with this tool. We do transformations. We've adjusted to the marketplace, and we've given the marketplace more value. But it shows that the issue is not in the marketplace. The issue is in the mind. The issue is in the mentality. The issue is in the hunger. The issue is in people's inability, some people's inability to adapt and to overcome and to learn new things and to set new goals and to, create new visions for themselves and then do the work that it takes and learn the skills that it takes to make these visions come to life. The problem is in the mind. The problem is not in the marketplace. The marketplace, with some different challenges and with some differences, more or less remains the same. Like I said, we've adapted to those challenges and to those differences, and we've overcome most of these things with this tool and other things. And we're going to continue to make it even better and to overcome even more challenges. There's always going to be challenges in the marketplace, but we can find solutions and create ways to overcome them. So there's growth that could happen for you if you want. If you stop buying into your own limiting beliefs, if you stop buying into the limiting beliefs of your organizations. The problem is sometimes us as presidents teams, our organizations and our team, they bitch and complain so much that sometimes we start to believe these things to be true. The things that they bitch and complain about. We start to believe them to be true. And we're like, oh crap, I guess there is a problem. They are the problem. And so, it might take losing some to realize it. But the problem is not the market. The market is as ready for what we have to offer as it's ever been. And there's growth. And so, humbly speaking, as a brand new active world team, I'm telling you, if you get after it, things could start to happen, but only if you get after it and really get after it with hunger, with intensity, with that fire that you had when you were, knocking on the door of president's team. That's the kind of fire that you have to get back to. Now, needed this, Heather, great, awesome. A lot of you are probably thinking right now, wow, I needed this. A lot of you are probably going to actually make some changes and take some action. Some of you won't. Some of you in one ear, out the other, you're still going to be complaining a year, 2 years from now. It is what it is. But if only a small percentage of you actually take action, what that would mean, for everybody would be huge, because it's the more people that we can add to this mission and the more people that we can, pile on to have more success and more growth, the more that we all benefit from it. The more excitement that we can create by people having growth, the more that we all benefit from it. And so, listen, don't buy into your own limiting beliefs or the limiting beliefs of your team. There is growth if you're willing to go after it. You're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. That's a given. But if you're willing to go after it, there is growth for those who are willing to grow and who really want to grow. So that's that. What else? Okay, cool. The next thing is, all right, my sermon is over. Now I want to talk about some details on some things. A lot of you guys have been asking about when we're doing another event, another We Do Transformations event. We've decided not to do a big event at the Warrior Studios or a big physical event for the rest of the year for different reasons. One of the main reasons is because we have, I keep wanting to say LDWs. LDWs, that's what they are. They're called something else, but that's what they are. We have them in October, and we don't want to add another trip for everybody in September, and complicate things more. And so we're going to stick with the Herbalife event calendar for the rest of the year. We're not going to do a major We Do Transformations events, but what we decided to do to kind of fill in the gap and to not leave you guys with nothing, I think is necessary, is we're going to do a small Zoom events. Okay, where we come together, people can connect from all over the world. It's going to be 4 hours on Zoom. Obviously, I'm not going to be in my office. We'll be in a nice little studio or something. And it'll be me, a couple other chairman's clubs, distributors, maybe other people. I don't know. We don't have a lineup yet. We're going to start planning it out now. But the idea is to do this event on a Saturday, December 7th. Okay, so I'm giving you guys plenty of time. Shouldn't interfere with anybody's event calendar. Again, it'll be on Zoom. It'll be virtual. 4 hours. We don't have all the details, so don't go in the chats tomorrow and start being annoying and start asking for all the details. Okay, we don't have that shit put together yet. I'm just giving you guys the idea so you know and you have something to look forward to. We don't have all the details, and we're probably not going to have them this month. You know, probably next month we'll announce it with all the details and all the things, but we're going to start working on it. Okay, it's gonna be a 4 hour Zoom. We'll have, you know, different topics, and maybe we can do surveys about the kind of topics that you guys want to learn about and different things. We'll figure out how to best deliver the best amount of content for you and for your teams. But that would happen December 7th. It's a Saturday, and it'll be like a 12 to 4 kind of thing, Eastern time, so Miami time. And that's that. So that's the next kind of major thing that we're going to be doing. We might have some interesting and some exciting things that we're going to launch at that event also. Not for sure yet, but we might be launching some exciting things there. And so that's happening. For sure, it's happening. We don't know all the details, but it's for sure happening. Then the idea is to follow that up with an actual in-person events. And again, I have no details. I'm just, this is what we've just recently brainstormed. So I'm giving you guys raw information that's not kind of, you know, really structured yet, but giving you the idea. The idea would be to do another event, an in-person events, in February, early February, to kind of celebrate 2 years of launching We Do Transformations and opening up We Do Transformations basically to the world. And to commemorate that and to do that, we would do this event in Miami. And this would probably be in February. Small event for those that are willing to come to Miami. It'll probably be a 3-day event. Kind of arrive on Friday, maybe a President's Team night on Friday. Saturday, all-day training. And there, you know, obviously, you know, we'll have more speakers and we'll figure out what that's going to look like. And then Sunday, we're going to do like a healthy, active lifestyle kind of day. A fitness day. And we have some ideas around what we're going to do. I don't want to share the ideas yet. But Sunday will be like a fun, fit day in Miami. So this is very promotional, very good for promotion. People want to come out to this. We'll make it exciting. I have some ideas in mind for what we want to do that Sunday, but I can't give any details yet because we have to work out some of the details for it. But Sunday will be a healthy, active lifestyle day. And I'll leave it at that. Okay. So it'll be a 3-day event, kind of encompassing all kinds of different things. Lifestyle, we'll do a President's Team kind of lifestyle thing on Friday night. Maybe we do a cocktail at my house, or something similar. Saturday, all-day events. Maybe we do a party at night. And then Sunday, we'll do something healthy, active lifestyle, sexy, Miami. We do transformations, the whole deal. That's what's in the works for February. Again, this is very preliminary information, very early on. I'm just giving you guys, because I know you guys like to know all this information. You know, some of these press teams, some of you guys press teams, man, if you guys spend the amount of time that you spend, you know, wanting information, working, oh my goodness, you would be so much further along. But I know you guys like to have the information, so I'm giving it to you. February, something else is happening, and it's gonna be in person, physical, and we're gonna make it super attractive, super fun, super exciting, like we always do. So that's that. And then the last thing that I wanted to share is, well, first of all, have you guys liked this call? This has been a productive call for you. Has this been a positive call for you? Yes, you guys liked it?
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
Definitely, yes.
I like to be able to kind of share with you what I see and with the leaders, what I see, and I think it might be a good idea if we had more of these calls, just press team calls, or maybe you guys decide, maybe we do a poll, you know, do we keep it for press teams only, or do we keep it for millionaire teams and up, or for tab teams and up? I don't know. But the point is, I think having some kind of leadership call, maybe not every month, but maybe every other month or something, to give some time for things to kind of go wrong so that we have something to talk about. Maybe every other month or something, if we had, or maybe once a month, I don't know. We can decide on whatever that is, but I just wanted to see if you guys like the idea of having a leadership call here and there, you know, on some kind of schedule, whether it was monthly or bi-monthly or however it was. I think it could be good. And I don't have to always be the one doing it. I can do a part of it, but we could have other people talk or whatever. We can have discussions, however we want to do it. I'm more than happy to do every single one of them. I don't mind, but I don't need to be the protagonist all the time. But I think this could be powerful. This could be a positive thing, where we hold each other accountable also as leaders, where we kind of fuel up, you know, because sometimes I understand this happens too. We pour so much into our team and we give so much out that sometimes we don't pour enough into ourselves. And sometimes we need somebody to help us refuel. Sometimes we need somebody with a different vision or that sees a bigger picture to help us kind of refocus, refuel, and re-energize. And so I think that this could, you know, be beneficial for everybody. So that's not something to decide on right now, but we can have more discussion about it in the chat, and then we can figure out. Lauren, I don't know if Lauren is on the call, but if Lauren is on the call, maybe take a note of that and maybe do some kind of poll or something to see how often we want it. And we'll figure out the best way to do it. But I think the idea could be a good one. If you guys like it, then we'll do it. And I don't mind doing this. I enjoy talking to you guys. And then, yeah, that's that. And the only other thing was what I talked about at the beginning of the call, which was, listen, I'm doing the call on Tuesday. I figured, I mean, we usually just come up with a topic, but I figured since I was going to have you guys and I was going to be talking to all of you guys, I'd love to hear feedback on what topics you guys think would be useful topics for your teams and topics that you think would be beneficial for me to speak about to your teams. And so we don't have to do that now, but if you guys want to drop in the chat all of your ideas about things that we should, you know, that you would like for me to touch on the call, we'll pick out whichever ones make sense to put together, and whatever's left over, we can do it on a future call. But at least we gather some information on what you guys feel that your teams are needing at the moment. We could, you know, talk about it next Tuesday. Other than that, guys, that's it. It's 5:07, so yeah, about an hour, 50 minutes more or less is the call. So I didn't want to make it super long. I know it's Friday and you guys probably have things to do. You should all be working, but yeah, just I hope it was useful.
Yes, it was. Can I tell you what I think about what your questions? I need to write it down. It's Ben.
What's up, Ben?
Oh, Okay, so first of all, I want to tell you that I've seen your photos in Nice, and you made a photo exactly where I was the homeless, where I was sleeping. And
Oh,
I take
wow.
my group there to show them, and I've got exactly the same place, a photo with my group when I was homeless. So it's
Wow.
beautiful, beautiful to see that. But first, I want to tell you thanks for the We Do transformation. I think it was a great initiative which motivated me even to lose weight. I mean, Octavio saw me a month ago and he sees me now, and I think that he can say the difference. And this We Do transformation helped to bring new blood. It means new distributors, new clients. Even I have clients, something which I never had. I don't like to work with clients. And this gave me
I
the
don't
right
either.
tool. You know, seriously, I think it was the record time that I earned money with my life since '95. I'm an old timer. But seriously, even I have clients, and my people see that, and they get crazy about it. So they this, and I think first of all, to answer your question about what to do in the call, I would have loved to get how to build a momentum in my small group that would motivate my people to recruit and qualify people. The people who make qualifications for different promotions. I made the Premier League of Herbalife, and 50% of the people in Poland are my group. Well, 45% actually is my group, so I'm quite happy. So, but I think that we need to teach the people how to build the momentum and to take the qualifications of different things as a test to grow and not as something to do in order to get a prize. But this is up to you. You know better than me. The
No,
fourth
that's
thing
great.
about
Do me a
the
favor, Ben, do me a favor. Please
Mhm.
drop that in the press team chat.
Okay,
Because I'm, in case I
I
forget,
try. Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
please. But that's great.
And about the 7th of December, I think it will be great if we'll be able to do it as an international event like Europe and the United States, and that in the same time, at the same moment, in different clubs, people make gymnastic. Like Herbalife have done something like this, something like 10 years ago, and it was really exciting everywhere around the world, and we can make like a record or something like this, and we can show it on the big screen at every event that all the other events are there. I think it will be cool. We don't need to travel anywhere. We do it in our club, but we are part of the team.
Yeah, well, that's the idea. The idea
Oh,
is
good.
to make it open to anybody from around the world.
Yeah, but in the same time, it will be that I can open the Zoom and we do the training in the club, but in the same time, we have the people in Miami. At the same time, we have the people in
Yeah,
Africa.
same.
Yeah,
Same.
perfect. I love it.
Yep.
And
Same.
if you ask about this motivational call or the leadership, I think that it should be for military and up because, quite frankly, we are in a comfort zone. Some people complain. I don't complain. I've got $70,000 a month income. I am quite happy. I'm poor near you, but I'm quite good comparing to myself and my family. But really, it's wonderful. So I think that we should do the call and we start with the millionaire team and to make a Q&A that sent before so people will get engaged before. And first of all, they get the answers, and then maybe if we have time, the other people will get the answer. That's
Cool.
the 5 topics I had. And thank you again for the photos in Nice. I will send you exactly the photos of my group there.
Please do.
I was exactly homeless there. You know, it's
Wow.
unbelievable. People were puking on me there.
That's wild. That's wild. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for the feedback. Really appreciate it. Keep crushing it.
Thank you for the We Do transformation. Thank you for opening to everybody because really that made a big change for me.
That's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. That's really awesome. All right, guys. Well, I won't take any more of your time. This call was recorded so we can share it afterward. with all of those undisciplined people that didn't connect. But at least we have a good representation of the leadership here. Thank you guys for connecting. Have a great weekend.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.